So how can you turn your magic into a product? Well, let's have a see what we can get out of this hat. Do you think we might get a rabbit? Bibbidi bobby boo! Let's have a little look. Okay, not that sort of rabbit. This sort of rabbit, yes! So what does this rabbit really mean to you? What does this represent? This represents your talent, your skills, the knowledge that you've got. So why is this important? Well, the problem is, you see, if you're working one-to-one with your clients, that's great, you get great results, right? But there's only 24 hours in a day. And do you know there are over 9 million people in the UK that have a coach? 1 million people in therapy. So there's plenty of work out there. But there's only 24 hours in a day and only one of you. So what happens is you're helping people and you end up with burnout. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can turn your rabbits into a breed of rabbits. How you can turn your magic into a bigger way and a better and easier way for you to help even more people. So how can you make a change so that you don't end up with burnout? What can you use the magic wand for? And don't worry, you don't even need to pull rabbits out of a hat. There are 3 ways that I'm going to share in this video what you can do. And of course, we're going to learn from the top 4 brands: McDonald's, Subway, Wendy's and Domino's. Now, let's be honest, there's no surprise that these are all food brands. Because why? Because food is essential and food is for the masses. First, there needs to be a demand. So what do you know? What do you have in your toolkit, if you like, or your life experiences that's going to help someone to get away from pain to get to gain? Because look, in life, as human beings, we are all motivated by either getting away from something that we don't want or wanting something. So does your product or service help somebody to get away from that pain? Now, it might be that you've had the same pain and you can help them to avoid it or get away from where they are right now. For example, one of my clients, Spencer Lodge, who was famous in the world of finance, really successful, lived in Dubai, had this high life. But what he wanted to do was he wanted to help other people to be able to sell so that they could serve in the world as well. So he came to see me all the way from Dubai in Yorkshire. Came to my home and we started to work on a presentation that he could then go out and deliver to groups. Here's the incredible news. Since doing that, Spencer's not only been able to help room full of people, and when I say rooms, I mean like hundreds of people in a room, but he's also created a podcast. He's had guests like the amazing Tony Robbins on there and many, many, many successful people, which is now reaching far more people than he ever could have dreamed of before. And that's not everything. Now he's living his purpose. He's even helping people against human trafficking. That's the power of knowing what your product is and being able to reach more people. And guess what? He's got a proven strategy. Your recipe must have proven steps that people can follow. And when I say proven steps, it's because you know that if they follow this step-by-step guide that you've created, that they will get the results that they're expecting. And guess what that gives? It gives you confidence, it gives you clarity, but it also gives your clients clarity and confidence in your system. Here's the thing, it's not about you, it's about those steps that other people can follow, which means you don't need to be there all the time. The next step, step 2, is that you've got to have a proven recipe. Look, when you are making a cake or cooking, anything, you're going to follow this recipe. It'll tell you when certain things need to go in, what temperature the oven needs to be. This is the same with your product or service. What is it that you do? What's the system and the strategy that you do? Because here's the great news. When people know you've got a step-by-step guide, then they can follow it. That means you can create an online program. Or if you're using a service and you're using a process, because I know some of you might be thinking, it's different every time I have a different client. The client's answers may be different, but your process is the same as a proven recipe. Just like baking a cake, you're not going to start putting the icing in too early. There's a process, you have a starting point and an end point. And with this step-by-step guide, then your clients know that not only do you provide a service, but now you can productize that recipe. It's like a recipe, a map, a strategy, a system. And that means that they know exactly what they're buying when they buy your proven recipe, when they buy your product and your service. The third step that we can learn from these amazing brands are replicable systems. What do I mean by that? It means that you can teach somebody else potentially to do exactly what you're doing. You know, think about McDonald's, Subway, Wendy's, Domino's. They've all got proven systems and strategies that they franchise out. So if you've got a product and service, then you can, like a little bit like breeding rabbits, teach other people who can then teach your products and services, which means that now you're reaching even more people, and now you're creating a legacy. A legacy that exists long after you've passed from this planet that we call Earth. Now, just be mindful that the self-talk might start coming up here. You know, who do you think you are? You can't run a business. You haven't got a product that people want to buy. Oh God, are you showing off again? Children should be seen and not heard. And all this time, what happens is, I call this the sear effect, because you want to hide. In the next video, I'm going to help and share with you how to position yourself in an authentic way. So people see the real you. You don't have to worry about that. You are amazing, you are good enough, you are real, and you just want to help some other people because you want to have that feeling, don't you? So in the next video, I'll share with you how to position yourself in a real, authentic way.